There is always a conundrum that the ego encounters when it spends a little time in the world of non-duality, because it hears that there is this beautiful, permanent, peaceful place of serenity where all problems melt away and you experience a life of ever-present happiness. Yet, it comes across some information that it doesn't like. It doesn't like to hear that to quote unquote achieve this place, to achieve this way of being, that it has to be eliminated. And once it hears this, it has a real problem on its hands, because it wants nothing more than to experience this beautiful, peaceful way of living. But it has to not be there to experience it. And it's the biggest conundrum that it has, the biggest problem the ego will ever encounter. And it's not until you drum up the courage to at least peek in to a little bit within to see if this message is true, will the ego start to allow itself to fall back into its source. So this allowance, you could say, is a task. It's really the only task that the ego needs to perform. And again, that task is turning within and resting in yourself, in your being. And it's really quite that simple. Because the self, yourself, is home of serenity. Once you start to inherently understand the truth of this, will you allow self to carry more and more of the load of life for you? And you will start to realize that it will carry all of the load of life, all of the burden of life it will carry for you. And in that carrying for you is when this life of imminent peace is experienced. So this meditation is pointing you to that our only real meaningful task in life is to turn within and rest in and as ourself. And the love of ourself will carry all of the burden for us. May this meditation point you to the love of yourself. Take care.
Become as comfortable as you possibly can be. Just allow yourself to rest in and as the current moment. Regardless of what thoughts are going through your mind, whether they're negative or positive, just let them be as they are, without trying to change them in any way. Notice the movements within your body. The slight tensions that come and go. The urges that either want to move you away from here or allow you to relax even deeper. Whatever bodily tendencies you have, just let them be as they are. In non-duality, we do not deny anything. Which is why we just let our mind and body do as they will. It's not that your mind and body are not important. It's just that we are not interested in them and whatever their activities may be. There is only one job for you to do. For you to experience the permanence of yourself. Your only task is to turn your attention back onto itself. This turning your attention back onto and into yourself could be called resting in and as being. So if we have any concerns at all, this is the only one. Turning our attention back onto itself, back to its source of being. This is why we are not concerned with our mind and body. We just let them do as they will. And we learn and understand what it means to turn within and rest in the love of ourself. What is being? Being is the presence of now. As you let your mind and body just do as they will, that which remains is the presence of you. Notice that your mind and body are objects other than you, other than yourself, other than the presence of being. You actually have to make an effort, even if it's extremely slight. You have to make an effort to turn your attention to your mind and or your body. When you turn your attention to your mind or your body, you experience them. But when you turn your attention back away from your mind and body, back into the presence, notice that the presence takes no effort for you to experience. Your being is that which is experienced when you turn your attention away from your mind and body and back into yourself. Notice how it takes absolutely no effort to rest in and as the being of yourself. Notice that you do not need to believe in being. You do not have to believe in yourself for you to just rest in and as yourself right here and now. Notice that if you were to believe in yourself here and now, the belief is a concept. It's something that arises within your mind, and therefore your attention has to turn away from yourself to your mind to believe, and therefore your attention has lost the love of yourself. A belief is just another thought that moves you away from the presence of being. It's not just beliefs that creates this movement away from being. Any movement whatsoever, any effort whatsoever moves you away from the presence of yourself. This goes back to the beginning of this meditation, where we said our only concern is to rest in and as ourself by turning our attention back into and onto itself. Therefore, any activity that moves our attention to our mind with thoughts or beliefs or expectations or positive sensations in our body, the desire for us to be liberated, these are all efforts that move us away from our primary goal. To rest in ourself. This is what is learned in self-inquiry. What it means to have the absence of any movement, the absence of any effort. What it means to have zero outward movement. We have just been trained our entire life to think that happiness is derived from effort. From putting energy in to experience something out. That it's in our efforts that satisfaction and wholeness are derived. Non-duality and self-inquiry are completely counterintuitive to what we've been taught our whole life. you are experiencing this directly at this very moment, that in the absence of effort and in the absence of motion, stillness and peace and satisfaction are experienced. It's when there is absolutely no movement internally, both mentally and physically, that true peace and happiness are experienced. This is what turning within accomplishes. It accomplishes the absence of internal motion and movement, also known as immanent peace. Where the paradox arises is in this absence of mental and physical motion and internal movement. Life still happens. The play of life moves on. The dance continues. But it ceases to continuing in the experience of internal irritation and agitation. The dance and play of life is experienced from absolute silence and stillness, and peace and love. And this is all experienced by the simple task of turning your attention away from your mind and body, back onto and into your being, and holding your attention unwaveringly onto itself. Your self takes care of everything else. It will take care of your mind. It will take care of your body. It will take care of life. It only asks one thing of you, one task, to turn inward, and it will take care of everything else. That's how much your self loves you. It's just waiting for your return home to itself. So that it can carry the load while you sing and dance in the manifestation of the play of life. And share your playfulness with your loved ones, with your colleagues, with society, with the world. Have a beautiful day.